May it please the court. Today, the prosecution has led you off the path and into the flowers, while we ask you to stay on the trail. This case ultimately epitomizes a discriminatory rush to judgment against my client. You've heard today that on April 9th, 2024, a wolf-like creature broke into Grandma's house and murdered 2 innocent civilians. But that is nearly the only consistent thread you've heard today, ladies and gentlemen. In order to find the defendant, Wolf B. Huffing, guilty, you must find, beyond a reasonable doubt, that he broke into Grandma's house without authorization, and that he murdered Little Red and her grandmother by means of ingestion. You've heard testimony from several witnesses: the Grimm brothers, Stephen Sondheim, Charles Perrault, all citizens of the forest who are rightfully concerned about the crime that occurred. And yet, in all of their testimony, they simply told you that they saw a wolf speaking to Little Red. A wolf dressed up as Grandma. A wolf, ladies and gentlemen? Or this wolf? None of these witnesses were able to provide any evidence that the wolf sitting before you today is the wolf who committed this crime. My client indeed testified that he was testing the structural integrity of houses across town at the time of the crime. Wolf B. Huffing was apprehended simply because he resembles an overbroad description of the perpetrator, and it is clear that insidious bias informed his indictment. Further, Sondheim would lead you to believe that a baker saved Little Red, while the Grimm brothers say it was a huntsman, and Perrault simply states she wasn't saved at all. And if the Grimm brothers are to be believed, my client would himself be deceased. So which story is it, folks? Today, you've watched as a series of unreliable witnesses have each told diverging stories, all targeting the same innocent wolf who would much prefer a pork tenderloin to a human. In short, ladies and gentlemen, this case is riddled with reasonable doubt. To prevent a severe miscarriage of justice, we ask that you find the defendant, Wolf B. Huffing, not guilty.